Hey, welcome to the Critics Collective. Another review that we have. We've done this will be the third movie in Fear Street, right? Part three. It's 1666, and this came out in 2021 with a running time of 1 hour and 55 minutes. This one takes you back in time, but before we get into that, join the Critics Collective. Hit the subscribe button, like, follow for more, and we would greatly appreciate that. And for this one, it goes into a small town gripped by a witch hunt. That witch is witch. And it's a deadly consequence for centuries to come while the teenagers in 1994 put an end to their town's curse before it's too late. For this one, like I said, we've done three. Check out the 1994 one that we did and the 1976 that we did, or was it 67? 67. Oh, my kids are gonna love that. Anywho, for this one, the Dad Panther is gonna go ahead and give you your lows, then give you your highs, and then we'll walk you right into the rating. You put in the comments what you feel about this one. Now, my lows for this one is two things. One, I felt this movie had a strong first half and a weak second half. Take that however you want to. Sometimes the movie starts off strong and then gets weaker, and other times it starts off weaker, and then sometimes there's 3 acts into it, and it has a chance to kind of redeem itself. But this one, I felt the beginning part really hit some really interesting ways to get some kills, and I thought that was good for the horror genre. And then the end kind of didn't sit well with me, didn't hit. The other part that I think is the biggest part is that they use the same actors from the other movies to tell this story, and I didn't like it because it takes a minute or so for you to kind of figure out what's going on. It's a little confusing, not as impactful, and they don't talk to it in a way to be like, there's nothing in the story to kind of execute saying why you use the same actors. They talk about, I'm not going to spoil anything, but they just don't hit home with the execution. They don't stick their landing on it. With that being said, the things I did like about it, I thought of the three movies, this one had a more tight storyline. It was better in the flow of it, especially again the first half. And I think that tells volumes that it got better each one. It shouldn't have, because they all came out at the same time. Two of the movies, at least, you use the same crew. I really think it should have been more impactful. Each movie should have been able to stand on their own, and they should have been elevated higher, as we're in this time frame where you can do a lot of horror movies, whether television shows and movies, and still hit the point on that one. So with that being said, let's go ahead and rate it. So here we rate movies from a 0 to a 5, 5 being excellent and 0 being not so well. And anything in the middle could be scary, give or take where you're at. Let me know in the comments what you think about Fear Street Part 3, 1666. This came out 2021 with a running time of 1 hour and 50 minutes for this one. With that being said, hit the subscribe button, like, follow, and comment for more. Put in the comments what horror movie you're watching. We got some people on the team that love watching horror movies and things like that. Also, what should we be watching? Maybe it's not horror. Maybe you want to watch something that's comedy or rom-com or a little steamy. Let us know respectfully in the comments, and we will greatly appreciate that. Now, with that being said, I would give this movie a 3, an average. It doesn't do anything too crazy. There's nothing. When you watch this, you may talk about it with some friends for a little bit, but after that, there's other movies, whether classics, cult classics, or even new movies that tend to hit on those levels. Again, each movie goes for a different time period. You can probably find 3 movies in those time periods that are much better. I'm just saying. But with that being said, like I said, I enjoyed this one. It was a good one. I think a lot of people will 100% tell you that the third movie, Part 3, was the better of the 3. They would probably say 1666, 1778, and then 1994. If I could pick, I think I would probably do 1778, 1666, and then the 94. That's how I would rank them. But there's a new one that came out this year, 2025. I think it's called Prom Queen. It's on Netflix, just like all 3. I'm going to check that out, and maybe we'll get in here and we'll talk about it. But you could have been anywhere in the world, and you chose to be here. I appreciate that. Until next time, Daddy loves you.